Let's make a kaleidoscope body bead on an Emiko big hole mandrel. The Emiko mandrels have a 5/32 inch mandrel that fits into the electric mandrel spinner, and the big hole part of the mandrel comes in a variety of sizes to fit whatever job you're going to be doing. What I am doing here is using a toothpick to mark where the end of my bead is going to go, and then using a kaleidoscope blank I will mark the other end of where the bead goes. And I am basically just scratching away the bead release all the way down to the mandrel. Just helps me see where I need to go. Then heating up the mandrel really good. You'll see it glow red all the way across. Doesn't glow as much on the closed end, but it is heating up. You want to heat up enough of a gather of glass to make it all the way around the mandrel. It's not a lot, but you got to think of how much you need to go all the way around. As you add glass, you're going to work extra hot. You're going to hold the rod against the glass that is going onto the mandrel, and you're going to just ride it out. You're going to keep the glass that's on the mandrel as hot as possible, and you're going to keep it fluid, and you're going to hold the rod against the glass and help it smooth the whole thing out. Using a marver to flatten things out. It obviously spread across the mandrel. When I add glass, I add it to the glass that's already on the mandrel, right on the edge. Which keeps me from breaking any bead release and working hot. It just goes together really nicely. You can see how I hold the rod in there, keeping the glass on the mandrel hot, as fluid as possible on the end that you're working on, and just hold your rod in there and help smooth things out, keeping the ends even, keeping things nice, using the marver to smooth things out and stretch the glass. And then you can use the rolling marver to help pull the glass down the mandrel. Rolling marver, stretching the glass a little further down the mandrel. Make sure you keep the other end warm. Just a little bit more to go. You want to work as warm as you possibly can, as hot as you possibly can, and you want to make this as smooth of a move as possible so that your end is nice and straight. Using the rolling marver to push the glass down to the mark that I made with the toothpick. Taking a stringer of silvered ivory, I'm just going to run it around the dividing line between the two different colors of glass. And then using an ivory stringer tool, I'm going to do some twists around that silvered ivory. See the video description. I will talk to you a little bit about the bead release that I use. Heat up the whole bead. And there you go. This is a short clip of another kaleidoscope body that I make, and I wanted to show you, it's kind of a blooper. My glass breaks right there. I'll just show you how I get it under control. Just trying to wrangle the glass, keep it where I don't want it to be. Now I'm going to superheat it, take my rod, put it in there, and just drag it around and back into order. Trying to get it as smooth as possible so that I can hit it with my marver and it'll be a nice smooth straight edges and everything. And there you go. I'll show you the rest of the decorating. This is just a real simple decoration. I'm going to fly through the rest of getting the glass laid down on the mandrel, and then I'll show you the decorating at the end. You can see I've pieced together the rod from shorts. This is discontinued Terra Nova, of course. I use every little scrap. Checking the length against the blank. Looks like it's good. Turning the speed down so it's a little bit more manageable as I decorate. This is silvered ivory stringer that I'm going to use, and I'm just going to do a scroll design around the diameter of the bead. Taking a stringer tool of Terra Nova, I hit each curl with the heat and do a little curl, a little spiral with each one. I wasn't really happy with one of the curves, so I'm just moving it with a little knife before I start melting that piece and doing the spiral. Getting everything warm, not melting in the stringer work. I'm going to put some dots down. The stringer will be melted down a bit. It's still going to have a little bit of surface so that there's some texture, but I'll melt everything down at one time just to keep the background glass striking at the same time. And there you go. The top two beads in the first picture that you're about to see are the beads we just made.